There's a strange paradox in love that few men truly understand. The closer a woman feels to you, the more likely she is to step back, to create distance. For many men, this becomes a source of confusion, even pain. They assume distance means rejection. They assume silence means indifference. But the truth is rarely that simple. What appears as distance often hides a deeper truth. Fear, longing, or a need for reassurance that words alone can't provide. And if you fail to see it, you risk misinterpreting love as loss. In today's video, I will reveal why women sometimes pull away when they care the most, why silence can be a hidden form of love, and the subtle signs that most men overlook. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to respond with strength instead of fear, and why this single shift can change the way she feels about you forever. So before we begin, make sure you hit the subscribe button and leave a comment below to share your thoughts. Number 1, the social paradox. At first glance, relationships seem simple. If someone loves you, they should want to be close, to share every moment, to never pull away. That's the story we are told in movies and songs, and the way society paints true love. And yet, real life tells a very different story. Have you noticed how, in the early days of love, closeness feels magnetic, almost addictive? Every text, every look, every touch feels like proof of something unshakable. But then, unexpectedly, space enters the picture. She delays her reply. She withdraws into her own thoughts. She says she needs time, or she becomes quiet in a way you don't understand. Most men panic here. They assume something is wrong. They believe she is losing interest, or worse, that love is fading. But the paradox is this: her distance can be a sign of how much she cares. Why? Because only someone who feels deeply is afraid of losing themselves in the intensity of connection. Imagine fire. Get too close and it burns. Step too far away and it dies. Love, too, needs balance, closeness, and space. When she pulls back, she may not be rejecting you. She may be protecting herself, testing the strength of the flame to see if it can survive without constant fuel. The Stoics taught that human beings are not disturbed by events themselves, but by the interpretations we place upon them. If you see her silence as abandonment, you will suffer. If you see it as her way of protecting something fragile, you gain clarity and strength. The social paradox is this: the more we long for closeness, the more we must learn to embrace distance. True love does not suffocate, it breathes. And sometimes the quiet space between two people is not the end of connection. It is the very thing that allows love to grow deeper roots. Number 2, the hidden fear. When a woman pulls away, many men assume she is tired of them. But often, what hides beneath her silence is not rejection. It is fear. A fear that love, once embraced too tightly, might swallow her whole. This is not weakness. It is human nature. To love is to risk losing oneself. And for someone who feels deeply, that risk is terrifying. She is not only afraid of losing you, she is afraid of losing herself in you. Think of the ocean. To stand at its edge is beautiful. To dive in without knowing how deep it goes is frightening. Love can feel the same. For her, stepping closer means surrendering control. And in surrender, there is always vulnerability. So instead of showing her trembling hands, she hides them. Instead of admitting her heart races, she turns away. Distance becomes her shield. Silence becomes her armor. What looks like coldness is, in truth, the trembling of a soul that cares too much. The Stoics will remind us, every person carries battles we cannot see. Just as you wrestle with doubts, she wrestles with her own. Her hesitation does not always mean she doubts you. Sometimes it means she doubts her ability to withstand the gravity of love. This is a hidden fear. That intimacy might cost her independence. That devotion might make her vulnerable to pain. That opening her heart too much might one day leave it shattered. And so, she steps back, not because she wants to lose you, but because she desperately wants to keep herself. For a man who understands this, patience becomes strength. Instead of chasing her fear with desperation, he meets it with calm. Instead of demanding closeness, he allows her space. In this way, he proves what words alone cannot, that love is not a prison, but a sanctuary. And here lies the paradox of true strength, the ability to stay steady, even when she wavers, to see beyond the shield, and to recognize the fear behind her silence. For the man who can hold his ground in this moment, love transforms, not into possession, but into freedom. Number 3, the silent strain on your heart. Here's something most men don't realize until it's too late. Your heart doesn't just respond to physical stress, it responds to emotional and hormonal stress too. And yes, that includes what happens when you fall into unhealthy sexual habits, especially in the morning. Think about it. Your body is designed to wake up slowly, to rise with the sun, to let your blood pressure and circulation adjust. But when you start your day with an intense release, you're forcing your body into a sudden shift. Your blood pressure spikes, your heart rate races, and your circulation is pushed to handle something it isn't ready for yet. Now, I'm not saying a healthy man can't handle it, but remember, after 60, things change. Your arteries aren't as flexible as they once were. Your circulation slows down, and your heart is under more pressure than it was in your 20s. Morning strain may feel harmless now, but over years, it quietly wears you down. I've seen men in my office who thought their morning routine was innocent, but what they didn't realize was that it contributed to fatigue, chest tightness, and in some cases, even irregular heart rhythms. Here's the truth. Your heart loves rhythm, not chaos. When you create sudden stress, whether it's through poor sleep, bad diet, or yes, forcing sexual release at the wrong time, you disrupt that natural rhythm. But here's the good news. By making just one simple change, choosing a better time of day, you not only protect your heart, you actually increase stamina and circulation. Many of my patients have told me that when they stopped forcing morning release, they felt calmer, had more energy during the day, and even slept better at night. So, here's the takeaway for you. Protect your heart by respecting its natural rhythm. Don't add unnecessary strain first thing in the morning. Save your energy for later in the day. When your body is fully awake, your circulation is strong, and your heart is ready. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Number 4, the turning point. There comes a moment when the weight of neglect can no longer be ignored. It may not be loud. It may not be dramatic, but it is clear. For some men, it happens when they realize they are speaking into silence, when every word feels like it falls into an empty room. For others, it comes in the quiet of the night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why they feel more alone with her than without her. This is the turning point, the moment when a man begins to see the truth he has been avoiding. He sees that her silence is not shyness, but disconnection, that her distance is not protection, but indifference. And in that moment, something inside him shifts. The illusions fall away. He can no longer pretend that the woman who once lit up his world is still by his side in spirit. It's painful. It feels like betrayal. But it is also the beginning of clarity. Because once the mask falls, he faces a choice. Will he keep chasing what no longer exists, or will he begin the journey back to himself? Number 5, the path back to yourself. When a man finally sees the truth, the pain is sharp, but it also clears the fog. This is the moment of awakening. He begins to understand that the love he was chasing outside of himself was always meant to begin within. He realizes that the woman who drifts away is not the end of him, but a mirror showing where he abandoned his own soul. Carl Jung wrote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." The silence, the neglect, the disconnection, these were not just her actions. They were signals from life, calling him back to himself. And when he answers, something changes. He no longer begs for validation. He no longer fears being alone. He no longer confuses her absence with his worth. Instead, he reclaims his strength. He stands in his own presence again. And ironically, that is when he becomes magnetic, Not by chasing, not by pleading, but by living fully as himself. This is the secret. You do not lose when someone stops loving you. You only lose when you stop loving yourself. Conclusion: reclaiming the man within. Every heartbreak carries two paths, one of collapse and one of transformation. Most men collapse because they cling to what is gone, forgetting that the deeper battle is not with her, but within themselves. The truth is this: no woman, no loss, no silence has the power to define your worth. That power has always been yours. The moment you turn inward, face the shadow, and stand firm in your own presence, you step into a freedom that no one can take from you. By the end of this journey, you realize losing her was never the end. It was the beginning of meeting yourself. So if this message speaks to you, don't keep it silent. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. And if you want more insights on strength, love, and the inner battles men face, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Because in the end, the greatest victory a man can achieve is not in keeping another, but in reclaiming himself. Thank you for watching the video. See you next video.